All right. Take your seats. Keep it to a hushed tone. Moment you've all been waiting. Actors of We're Alive, if you are late to the party, you're about to get called up on stage, so be prepared to come up on stage, sit down in the blue tape seats that we will remove the tape from, and you can have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw We're Alive in the flesh, Chapter 1, a live reading. Give it up one more time for these people. This is going to be your Q&A. We're going to bring out the whole cast, the whole crew. They're going to sit down here. You can come up, line up right here. Me and Brittany right here. You want to get in this aisleway. Completely block people in. It'll be awesome, fire hazard. It'll be dynamite. But now we're going to start bringing people out from the show. From We're Alive, a story of survival, zombiepodcast.com. Buy some merch in the back. All right, first up, Jim Kane, Marcus. There he is. Next up, David Pevsner, Tardust. Where's Tardust? There he is, one of the new arrivals to We're Alive. Take a seat wherever you go on, guys. Come on down. Tardust, how are you? Huh?
Hi.
Yeah, hi, he says. That's great. Up next, Stuart Kennan Bricks. These are all the people that you are caught up on from listening to the show. They weren't yet in Chapter 1. Bricks, though, making his way to the stage. Up next, Shirley Jordan, Tanya. The veterinarian turned doctor turned lifesaver. Up next, Jane Lehock, Hope. She's blind. Give her some room. Let her go. Oh, there she is. She's not blind. It's a We're Alive miracle. Up next, the man who almost cheated us out of a flower pot, Otto Sturk, Victor. Boo! Cheater. Next up, one of the favorite names to pronounce in the game, Bob Bergen. Skittles! Skittles! Where are you at, Skittles? Next up, Jenna McCombe, Scratch. Ooh, boo. No, oh yeah, she looks evil. Look at her. Oh my God, I wouldn't mess with her. Friend of the We're Not Dead community podcast, Kevin Flood, Kalani. Kalani, get your Hawaiian butt up here. What are you doing? Nikolai Marvin, Tommy. Tommy in the house, you're not dead anymore. Come back. Come back to us, Tommy. There he is. Oh, he's grown up since he died. Come on, all the way up, Tommy. Tammy Klein, Kelly. We used to hate her, now we love her. Tammy Klein is Kelly. Here she is. Kelly, come to the stage. Blair by Howard, Lizard, Little Lizard, Lizzie. Blondie. Blondie, come to the stage. A man who was getting nothing but love during the pre-show, Scuffer Jim Gleason. Oh, yeah. There he is, everybody. Now, for some of the people who play behind the scenes, the creators of We're Alive, who you never get to hear from enough, Casey Whalen and Shane Angel Sulk. Come on out here! Thank you! Thank you! Bigger, come on, guys. Give them a hand. Thank you for putting this on. Thank you for doing this. You get... if we can people start lining up for your Q&As for the cast and crew. If you're watching on Justin TV, make sure you're tweeting back there, you're posting the stuff, and you'll be all set.
Actually, right now there's nobody watching on Justin TV because the router went down for 2 seconds.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, so, sucks. I guess they should have bought a ticket.
Hey! We're gonna do the best we can.
Yeah. But how many people were watching during the show?
We had like 3,500 or something. So
Yes!
I mean, we broke their system and
We broke the system. Casey talked to GoDaddy at one point, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'll fix your system." It went down, and then he stopped. What did he say?
Yeah, you guys have too big of a website for us. So.
He's like, "I've never seen a website this big on GoDaddy."
Yeah, well.
Boo.
Woo!
So we're looking for new servers sometime. Some of your market, let us know.
But before we go in the Q&A, first of all, we wanted to acknowledge some people who made this and the show happen that you may not hear anything about. First of all, Grayson Stone.
Woo! Zombie intern, working
That would
the
be
camera.
the zombie intern, Grayson Stone.
He's currently working right now because we don't stop.
Yeah. If you don't know who Grayson is and you were clapping, you should have clapped harder. He's amazing. And the Nerdist. The Nerdist who...
Yes, the Nerdist. This is the Nerdist Meltdown.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. The forum admins who are out there who are constantly working and making sure everything's running behind the scenes. We have Sue Manro in the back, who's running our wonderful store.
Go buy things.
Of course, Britt and Greg, who are, our hosts for this evening. And another person working behind the scenes would be Jared Parmenter, who is currently fixing our internet problem. Are we good?
We're back up.
2 seconds.
2 seconds, 2 minutes. Anyway, either way.
Outstanding. So we're back online now?
They're resetting the router as we speak.
Okay, good.
Setting the
So
router
we
as
better
we
keep
speak.
speaking or else it
Yeah.
won't work.
Stall,
and
just stall.
Oh, yeah, we have other good announcements.
For anybody on... Oh, they're not watching. I don't know. This is an announcement for the people who... Okay, well,
we could hold it.
We're going to
We'll
hold that
it.
announcement.
We have a really nice announcement we're going to hold off for. Let's come back.
We'll come back to all of these. Yeah, because if they're not up, then we're going to come back to those when the live feed is back up.
There we go. Yes, no music.
Yes, that was from chapter 11, the party scene. I guess, yeah. Let's just do the Q&A.
We'll come back to those things
We'll
at the
try
end.
and get as many questions as we can
Yes,
as quickly
please
as possible.
step up. You all have questions about this show. This is your chance to talk to the actors, the people who make it. You, young man, what's your question?
First, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for all your effort. This has made one of the best storytelling experiences I've ever had online, at least, whatever. So, question. I'll shoot. Let's see. Can't ask one for everybody, but let's see. For Michael, Angel, and Saul, let's see. What do you guys do to prepare yourself for each scene? I don't know. Do you have any backstory you made up for yourself for each character to kind of get you to cry or scream a little louder?
Well, originally, when we came to audition for the role, Casey must have had a pretty good idea of what he wanted in mind. So he's a really great writer, so it was easy to sort of audition with the material. And then when we got cast, I know for me, he just writes so well, it's really easy. And I talked to him, and then he said after a while, because he got to know our personalities, that also affected his writing. So he's sort of writing it tailored to our personalities. So to get into the role isn't that difficult because it's half of his imagination plus what he thinks we can handle. So it's kind of easy for me.
It was kind of easy for me. I'd already known Jim, so I had a rapport with him, and it's easy to hate Shane. So, I made it work.
Oh, man.
Is it too late to fire this guy? Yes?
Someone's been killed off twice now.
Well, the fans have spoken. What was the question? I was switching the seats.
Just
Talk? You want me to talk? Yeah. Well, I mean, when we were
Getting into your role.
getting into my role, well, it's easy to be a jerk to Jim. That's for sure. When we were actually first casting the whole thing, I wasn't written in as Angel. When we had these guys come in, I read with a couple of the guys, and actually. Funny when Jim, we told the story 100 times, but when Jim comes in, Casey and I were in the booth and we were having a long day, and we're like, God, we haven't found Michael yet. I'm so angry, and we're trying to figure out how we can rewrite it, or if we have to recast, or if we have to audition and all this stuff. And then Jim came in, and we're crying in the booth. We were like, thank God. Stop. Because he was so ugly, but he had a great voice. He would cry the whole time. But yeah, since we've been doing it for a while, it's actually really easy to jump into this stuff. It's really nice.
Is Casey ever going to come on the show as a guest, or
He's been on. He's been. You heard him in this one as the teacher.
He was the teacher.
He was the teacher.
Oh, okay.
If anybody know who, it's Paul. It's Paul.
It's Paul.
So he's been there. Cool. He's been there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You. Oh, T-shirt winner. How's the T-shirt treating you?
Good so far. It's just scorching hot in here, so I don't put it on. Because obviously I'm layered already.
Is this fine, Grayson? Grayson, the intern's trying to frame the shot better with you guys. Grayson likes this one. All right, what's your question?
Well, first off, just one quick, if you guys ever do this again, this should say Pete's Shop or something, water. Just...
Those were limited edition. You should have bought your water earlier. Hold it up. There you go, huh?
Yeah. Okay, I'm a loser. That's fail.
I think you might be able to buy the stickers at the back table. Plenty of stuff to buy at the shop. You should all go there.
I did for my friend. But anyways, first off, love the show. I had no idea what to expect as far as this. Yeah, that was gonna be my what kind of expectations did you have, or like how can you explain like how this kind of got put together? Because this was completely awesome, blew my mind. I really liked it.
I was going to have a stand for the camera.
Oh, fine. Okay. I was lazy. What do you want from me?
I know. He's been up here sweating. I've been sitting in the back. We didn't really have a lot of expectations. Like, we kind of, fortunately, we were able to connect with Chris Hardwick, and he was like, hey, you guys think you can bring 50 nerds? And I'm like, yeah. And we tripled what he thought. So we were just so blown away by everyone coming out. I know we had a lot of people coming a long way. What was the furthest, Greg?
New York City.
New York City.
That's awesome.
Surge! 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 Surge!
So thank you for coming from New York, because I know it's a long way to travel, and so we had no expectations, but we knew that if you build it, they will come, and it worked.
Well, thank you for doing so. It was great.
Cheers. Thanks for coming.
Step on.
Is it back up?
Are we live online?
We're live.
Okay.
All right. If you're watching on the Justin TV, well, make sure you write in with your questions. We will have the social media expert in the back raise his hand and yell out your questions. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, he's got the questions from the people online.
We're just going to do these announcements real quick now that we're back up on Justin TV. Hi, everybody in all the countries around the world.
Time out. Who the hell are both of you?
Oh, I'm Shane.
and I'm Casey.
They created the show.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, hi. First off, everybody online, if you check out the shop at We're Alive.
Wait, what was that?
Yay!
You're going to have to wait even longer.
We'll
now.
be back.
Yeah, okay. All right, step up. Step into the frame there so Grayson doesn't yell him anymore. All right.
I have a question for the creators. When you were creating the podcast, what kind of inspirations from radio dramas did you have? Did you listen to shows like The Shadow, The Old Detective?
Shane's our radio expert of the past.
I grew up listening to old-time radio. You said The Shadow, and which other one did you ask about?
Just some of the old detective shows.
Old detective shows. The Shadow's a good one. Sherlock Holmes is one of the best ones. Nick Carter, Master Detective, is known as one of the best ones, but it's not. But it's still a great show. The most that we probably took out of, I made Casey listen to this a whole bunch, is Gunsmoke, which is actually an old Western show. You'll probably know it as the longest running TV show of all time until The Simpsons kicks its butt next year. Woo!
No,
I don't really. Either way. And that was actually played, Matt Dillon was actually played, but if everybody ever saw Jake and the Fat Man played Matt Dillon anyway, doesn't matter. So that was a good one. People always ask us about Wars of the World, which we didn't really, because it's not a radio drama, it's an old...
catastrophe.
It's a catastrophe. No, it's based on a book, which it's a fake news broadcast, so it's a little bit different. But to answer your question, probably Gunsmoke.
All right. Can I ask one more?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay, cool. With this kind of turnout, are you guys going to do more of these?
Yes.
Thanks, man.
All right. Step into the camera light so they can see your awesome Ghostbuster shirt. Oh, we're on. Shove all the announcements in and who you are before it goes
gotta
off.
say it quick now because we got 5 seconds online apparently.
I'm Shane Salk. This is Casey Whalen. We created the show. He writes that I play Angel. Awesome. Okay. For everybody online, go to the store. Everybody here knows about it. You can buy new shirts, posters, and a lot of other merchandise. Also, this awesome drawing, there's also going to be a book up probably next week in which you can buy to learn how to draw like this. The author is amazing, and he actually signed all the copies of it. So check it out. If you don't believe me, check it out, and I don't care. Second of all, we're not printing any more of the CDs that you can buy here tonight.
They are out of print as of once we sell out. They're done.
They're gone. So make sure.
Saying they're a collector's item. And
They're
on
very-
top
they are.
of being a collector's item,
Does
they could be
anybody have
signed
one
by
right now?
everyone.
Does anybody have one right now? Look on the back. There is a number on the back of every single copy we've sold that states which number the print is. So if anybody tries to sell you a fake one, you know it's not real.
There's only 500 of them, I believe.
550.
550 of them.
Buy them, get them signed tonight.
The reason is.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we are finally getting a distribution deal. Which means that the first season will finally be able to be purchased online through iTunes, Audible, all those other places, digital downloads, and it will be re-released through this distributor, also seasons 1 and seasons 2. which leads us into the season 2 thing.
Season 2, we're up. Stay on the lookout in the fall, probably October. We're going to have an event for season 2, the release of the CD of season 2. So be looking and get your zombie makeup ready. And I think that's all we got.
Is that it?
That's it.
Awesome. Let the Q&A
All right, back to the
come in.
questions.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for making Mondays just great. And 2 quick questions. First of all, Pete, why aren't you right here as the cast?
You don't, one day, maybe Pete's not dead. We'll find out.
Okay. And question for the creators, when will there be a movie?
When can we get some money?
I'll get the money. I'll be buying.
Exactly. You can help get them the money tonight. You buy the thing here. You get it signed by everybody. You sell it when this is huge. I'm telling you, people. Get up here. Oh, you bought a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I did.
Gotta worry about the internet, people.
My question is mainly for the creators. How, if at all, do you think that the success of The Walking Dead's TV series can have on We're Alive?
Microphone. Talk on the microphone.
We came first. No. No, it's great because it draws people more awareness that, oh, hey, this in modern media is successful. People follow it. People love it. People come out to live events and get to see it all performed on stage. And I think that there's room at the table for another one, for sure.
Great, thank you.
All right. Up next, Bert. This man is named Bert.
Hi, how you all doing? I had a good time watching this. My question is, I'll go by the characters: Bert, Saul, Mike, and Angel. Were any of you in the military? And how did you get the experience?
Actually, everybody that was in the military, come on up here and take a bow for that.
We actually served together overseas. And we got one more of us there somewhere. Sergeant Sandop is somewhere around here.
Oh, and Michael Swan, who does the announcing, he was here at the beginning. He had to leave, but he also served in the military.
Besides liking zombies, I love zombies. You guys do a good job, like the Bell USAR Center. I was a retention NCO back in the 80s. And Los Al, I was there, and you guys do a pretty good job describing the places.
We were stationed.
Oh.
We were stationed at Bell, so it's like, oh, hey, we know this area.
Well, you guys did it good, and I worked for the Postal Service, and the BMC's right there. But anyway, thank you. I really love your show.
They're not on?
Online. Do an online one.
Oh, yeah. Do we have a hand up? Do we have some online questions? It's from the Justin TVs, the Twitters, the Twittors, the Zors? Oh, yes, we do. Oh, man, Grayson, you are blowing it.
Testing.
After all that love.
Testing.
There we go. Social media expert. What do we got from the onlines?
All right. Well, unfortunately, the internet is down again.
They saw the show, though, right? They saw the whole show.
Yes, they saw the
All
whole
right,
show.
then.
Unfortunately, the second time it cut out right before the distribution announcement. No! So thankfully, I've tweeted it. Thank you, Verizon.
Okay, there you go. Well, it doesn't matter. Step on up. You get up here. Won a shirt today. Answered a question right about the show.
This question is made for the writers. I was wondering do you plan on adding any more characters, or any auditions?
It really gets down to the question then. Yeah, we're gonna. We'll always have things and people come up in the backgrounds and things. So yes, we do hold auditions, but we do them very secretly.
So nice try. No free ride onto the show. Get out of here.
I got another question. Again for the writers. I myself is writing writing a zombie book, and I was wondering, do you have any tips for a beginner?
Do it. Just get it done. I mean, that's one of the things where it's like a lot of people are like, hey, I got this great idea, and I'm like, well, do it. Write it down. I mean, the first thing that anybody will write is never going to be good. I'm not saying that about yours, but just get it on paper and keep doing it, because by the time you get the motions and get really your ideas on paper, it gets easier and easier. And then by the time you've done it a while, you'll just people will like it and get it.
All right, thank you.
All right, next up to the bat. Another man who didn't win anything. You kept blanking. All right, step up. Come on, get there. Maybe one day the internet will come back.
Okay, real quick, first off, thank all of you. You guys are some of the best voice actors I've ever heard. Thank you for bringing back the nostalgic radio feel, because that got my brain off the TV screen, and I fell in love with it. Real quick, don't want to take much time up. Just for the cast, a favorite scene you guys came across, like one of your best ones, and probably one where you got like tangled up in lines and you just couldn't get your mindset to continue off with it and had everyone laughing at you.
Do you want to pass the mic around? Let everybody else know?
In the performance. Oh.
Recording booth.
What's the favorite Saul scene?
Oh man, it has to be when I rescue my dog. Come on.
What's the favorite Michael scene?
I really enjoyed smacking that dude with that shovel that time. That was awesome.
Kelly?
I like it when Michael got scared by the rat in the pantry.
I liked it when I was raped.
Oh no! Almost raped!
I'm kidding! Lord! Deep breath! I was kidding! Oh my God, we're gonna get canceled! No! My favorite in real life, as that was a joke, was when I discovered that the zombies are setting up traps. Because I'm really smart.
Hi. I liked it when Michael and I went in the water and we actually recorded it in water. So that was really cool.
My favorite scene was climbing into the dead bodies to hide from the zombie. With Angel, it was super fun to record.
Let's just say that I like... let's just say I miss Samantha very much. I just like to thank the Academy. You like me? Oh.
Well, I've got to say one thing. Oh, goody, it's Scarface.
It's Paul. I really enjoyed doing the one where me and Riley are, after we get Datu and after we get Kalani, and we're trying to escape, and the big one's chasing us. I liked that one.
Shane and I did a scene where we were working in the studio with Bob, and Bob is on a speakerphone. So we're looking at the speakerphone and emoting to the speakerphone. That was a great fun. It was great fun. That's when we beat up the behemoths.
Hi. My favorite scene was probably when I got to say my first line.
Back up, bitch!
But definitely one of the scenes was with Bert. I got to really show him some love. And a new favorite scene is one you actually haven't heard yet. I probably won't give it away, I promise. But it was something that I actually, in the middle of the recording, got called out for Casey to tell me something about her that I never knew yet. And going back in and reading the whole scene again, it was a completely different outlook. And it'll be the first time that you see something different from scratch. So, in a very interesting way, she likes to show it as always. But yeah, so you'll hear it very soon, and you'll know what I mean whenever you hear it.
I still don't know who or what Skittles is. I record all my stuff in my little, they're very nice, I record in my home studio, and I'm on speakerphone, and I'm only looking at my lines, and I don't know what or why, and if they don't correct me, then I know I did it right. So I keep going, so I'm assuming that my best stuff hasn't happened yet.
I'm fairly new to this whole thing, so in my first episode, I got to, I won't say the R word that was used before, but I violently forced myself on Lizzie, and she kept throwing up. That's my favorite.
One of the first scenes I got to record with these guys was when, after Marcus meets Michael for the first time, walks out the hall and gets a bedpan spilt on him by Hope. That was kind of awesome.
Hi, my favorite scene was when I got to meet my baby boy.
I would definitely say spilling the bedpan was.
I don't know. It's a toss-up between sneaking up on Michael when he's taking a leak, or pulling his ass out of the colony.
Hello. My favorite part was. My favorite part was when I asked for a gun and I didn't get it.
Well, again, thank you very much, and I look forward to the future work.
Young man, stand right here. All right, what's your question?
This is for the writers. I was wondering if you're ever going to elaborate on how Michael escaped and broke his arm.
Michael broke his arm? Yeah, we will. It just hasn't. We have a very strategic way of giving out information, so when it'll come up with a reason. So soon, or not.
Thank you. Great job.
Yeah, well, there's a mic. You have a question? Oh, come here, get in line. You're not on the show anymore, young man. All right. Oh, now let them see your face. Come here, you gotta get in. There we go. All right, now talk.
All right, the apartment building that they live in, why is there not a 13th floor?
Superstition.
Guys, he's like 10 years old, all right? He doesn't know. Come on. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Guys, I want to thank you for an amazing show. I want to thank you for impressing the girl I brought tonight. And
we set this whole thing up for you two.
Yeah. And Kevin, I miss you, man. And it's been years, brother. I miss the hell out of you. I know. We'll talk after the show. Anyway, we'll talk. I miss you, brother. I miss you. Anyway, for the writers, I love your stuff, and I don't think this was addressed yet. You guys do this amazing job of sticking to the conventions of the zombie rules. And then you throw us this crazy twist where they're like huge mutant giant zombies, and they run 55 miles an hour, and they can do your taxes. So where does that come from? What are your inspirations, and can we expect more crazy rules?
The structure of why will come about later on. There's a reason they can do the things they can.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, good sir. What's your question?
Question is specifically for Tanya, Riley, and Scratch. What your character? How often does that character come out in your real life? I'm just fascinated by all of them. I think they're so powerful, so strong. I fucking love them.
What are you kidding me?
No. I love them. They're awesome.
Come to the main stage. Grab the 3 mics. Come on.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, the question was how often does my character come out in my real life?
Sure, because very powerful. I love it. It's very. It just spoke to me. All of your characters, and especially, the gender factor. It was just. I would follow you guys into battle. That's how much I liked it. Yeah, it was awesome. Powerful, dominant. You speak reason and logic, and evil, dick, evil. It's awesome. I love it. First.
Go ahead, Miss Evil.
Actually, if I may, Tanya, you're first.
Whoa!
Please follow the order.
Hello, nurse.
Well, honey, let me tell you, I am a mother in real life. So I have a child. I know how to deal with my child. And I play a lot of doctors on TV. So I think that, they kind of dovetail together. And I had to tell you, I had a voiceover audition last week for a veterinarian. I'm being typecast already. But, no, I think it's just being a mom and knowing how to deal with that type of thing. Plus, I love animals. I've had animals all my life, and I was the one who went around and picked up the broken bird with the wing and took it home and put it in the box and then, buried it. Yeah, but no, that's just me. That's what I did, and I'm so glad you saw that.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, because I've been here from the start, I think the writers are writing a little bit for me as well. I think because it's pretty easy to get into the character, and sometimes in real life, I find myself feeling like Riley. Like recently, I was firing a crossbow, and I really felt like.
Okay. I don't know how to answer. Thanks. No, Scratch is definitely an amplified version of me angry. Incredibly angry. But even when I record her, I'm really not that angry. I'm more hurt, and I'm more, because I'm extremely family oriented, and I don't even know if anyone knows this, but whenever I lost Scratch or Latcher on the same time, my brother got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh.
My younger brother. And so to record that scene was really, really emotional because I'm extremely close to him, and to see him become frail in front of my eyes was really, really, it was hard. And that was the first time that it was like a dawning if that situation might actually come true. So it really, fortunately, he went through radiation and he is recovering.
I thank you for sharing, all of you. Thank you for sharing and also coming to that vulnerable place. Thank you.
I have a quick follow. Did you then attack the hospital and try to burn it down and come with ladders and Molotovs?
I would have definitely been on their ass.
Batman, another. What? You can't just take over the show.
Yes, I can. I'm Michael Cross. Back off, bitch. Woo! What's up? I wanted this before I lose my opportunity to do this. When we were told we were going to do this, I had visions of the cast up here and like 17 people, And when we got here in the green room, we could hear like the throng of people, and it was sweltering in here. And you guys stayed the whole time, and a lot of you are still here, and it was really uncomfortable, I know. And I just want to thank you guys. This thing has blown up so amazingly, and you guys are great. And I want to thank you for coming out. Wonderful. Thank you.
It's a two-part question, actually. First of all, I want to say thank you, Casey. I'm actually an accountant, and just finished April 15 busy season, and you got me through it. So thank you. But actually, my girlfriend wanted to ask you a question, but she was a little too shy to ask. But she wanted to know what inspired you to cast such a fabulous person in Jay Oligario. And
it was
Salamat, huh?
a little Easter egg when we were first doing the construction of the character, it wasn't exactly Datu. It was actually someone who was Hispanic who worked in the building, and Jay came in and he had this accent. We're like, let's try that. And Jay came in, blew us away, and we just thought, hey, this is amazing. Let's go with this. And this was just one of the many examples of cast members bringing something to the table that we'd never seen before. And we're like, let's do it. Let's embody it, and let's put it to the next level. So it's all him.
And all of a sudden, Datu came to life. But unfortunately, that's not how I speak. I'm sorry. I was born in New Jersey and raised in Barstow, California. But I stay true to my Filipinos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, I had a follow-up question. If you don't mind, Kuya Jay, if you don't mind me asking.
Thank you.
Where'd you get your inspiration to speak? Is it from your family, from your experience?
Yes. Yeah. Kind of. Growing up, you have a Filipino ear in your, like right here, and it's called mom and dad, and it especially comes out when they're yelling. There have been a couple times where I've been able to use certain words, choice Filipino words, in the podcast. That thank God the censors don't know what I'm saying. What censors? Yeah, what censors? Oh, well. But yeah, just people around me.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Final 3 questions before the meet and greet and autographs and all that jazz. So make sure you're buying stuff in the back. I'm great. How are you? All right, cool.
So I got a 2-part question then. First for Jay. I want to say you're my favorite performance in the whole thing so far. You and Samantha. Thank you. Gets me right here every time, man. Yeah. Second, for all the ladies, if a zombie apocalypse were to come tomorrow, which one of your coworkers would you repopulate the world with, and why?
I'm gonna answer for them.
Okay. It will be pretty obvious in the next chapter.
Whoa! Do you guys want to feel it all? No, okay. Well, good. The only question no one wants to answer.
That's it then.
Thank them. You can be grateful. Come on. Nice shirt.
Thank you. Hey guys, I just wanted to say thanks. It gives me a lot of help on my car ride to school, which is really long, so I appreciate that so much. So my dear friend Greg Miller got a cameo, and I would assume in part because of all he did to promote the show. So what would someone else have to do to earn a cameo? What kind of epic feat would you be looking for?
So we take donations on the website. I don't know.
Flattery works really well. Could I just ask real quick too, how does financing work for the podcast?
Thank you for asking this question. Basically this started, Casey and I have put in money into this. And since we started selling shirts and CDs and stuff like that, we've gotten some back. There have been some advertisers in the show, as you guys have heard, and they give
Reef
us...
System Aquariums. For over 75 years.
They've given us some. For the most part, none of these actors up here are getting paid anything what they're worth in any way, shape, or form. So we'd really like to do that. I have been approached a couple times by people who want to give us more money, which would be really nice. Unfortunately, I've turned some of them down, and the reason is because they want to control some of the content. So we turn them down. And we do, it was a joke before and it's still kind of a joke, but we do accept donations on the website. We've gotten a lot of them.
Just buy a shirt.
And buy a shirt.
Just buy a shirt. If you don't have to make donations, just support, just buy stuff. We'll sign it and it'll be, cool.
Exactly. So just basically a lot of it's from us, but a lot of it's just from viewers and buying stuff and stuff like that. So there you go.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Our final human question is here. But believe it or not, the Twitters are working. We have some internet people who have questions. What do you got for me, Internet Hub?
Shall I go right now?
Yes.
Internet hoe?
Hub! Internet Hub! All the internet's connecting to you, and you are enjoying it.
Yes, I am the internet hoe. All right, so first, we just got a lot of random questions and really short issues from people, so I just wanted to see if we could get a one-word answer to these few things really fast.
We're sorry about the internet.
Yes, I've apologized profusely. Casey, do you know who the traitor is? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Job wants to know how long it takes for each chapter to be made. Okay. The internet's demand a blooper reel for We're Alive.
Cool. I was actually going to give him the real answer for the other one, but
Oh, sorry.
Each episode takes at least roughly 30 hours to 40 hours, depending on that's episode, not chapter. So each week we don't have lives outside of other full-time jobs. So that's what we do. We love it though.
A goth programmer wants to know: do you guys carry SAG cards? Anybody in the guild? Yes, we have card-carrying members.
But this is actually because it's a radio. There's no visual. It's AFTRA, if anybody cares.
Question for Casey: how far in advance of when something's going live do you start writing the script?
We're usually 2 chapters ahead with the detailed writing, and then for the plot stuff, we're usually we're already done. So we have pretty much the entire series on paper, outlined and ready to go, and we just we progressively write that way. If something we can change things depending on how we feel or something, or what we get from actors too. Because say for instance, like we're writing for Stardust, and we've never cast the actor, so how can we work like 5 chapters ahead when we haven't worked the actor? We like to work dynamically and kind of build as we go.
Makes sense. Casey, what was your inspiration, the original inspiration for the story, briefly?
I would say originally that had to do with, I think all guys are kind of like, well, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? Where would I go? What would I do? Who would I take with me? And who the hell would I leave behind? No, I love Shane, but no, it's one of those things where I was like, okay, well, what's the most realistic scenario? And it came from the tower. It came. No. See, one of the things is being military, you have to think tactically about things and like, oh, okay, well, you want to have a choke point where you can control things. And I thought, oh, a tower is perfect, one entrance, one exit, you can control who goes in and out, and you can store as many people as you want behind it. So it's just that idea of the tower was what kind of built this massive, thing that's now We're Alive.
All right, and really briefly, the internet has several demands it wants to make.
The internet as a whole.
Yes. Collectively, they've come together. They demand a zombie musical episode. There's also a big request for a blooper reel, anything visual or audio.
I have some stuff in store for you soon. Listen to We're Not Dead. Yeah. Listen to We're Not Dead. You might get some of your wishes.
There were more than a dozen requests for zombie growls from each cast member, so I think we're going to look at that maybe next week to put that online, something like that, because we're not going to do that right now. And Adventureless Hero says Shane reminds me of Tim Burton. And so here's the question, the last question from Twitter. What would you do? This is for each cast member. What would you do when the zombies attack? Would you do what the characters do? What's your plan of survival?
All right, we're starting over here.
I'm going out fighting.
I'm going to be right next to him.
Pack up the car and head for the mountains.
Find Casey and go wherever he goes. That's what I was going to say.
Yes!
Well, I'll stay with Michael, Soul, and Angel.
I do what Saul thought Angel would do and find my girlfriend. And thank you.
Ladies, come on. I'm the best shot around, and if you want to repopulate, I have 3 kids and 2 of them are twins.
You already know what I would do.
I'm going to Disneyland. There are no lines.
I hope I get to fly away.
Yeah, remember that question earlier about if Scratch is in my real life that I didn't quite answer? Yeah, you would see her and me during this time.
As soon as I find out who or what Skittles is, then I will have an answer for you.
I would just find my way over to Casey and Shane because they seem to know what to do. They're the ones.
I'd probably get real drunk and make a lot of bad decisions.
I'd probably go out and try and find other people and just hang out with them and just party. I mean, what else are you going to do, right?
I'd probably be with Casey and Shane because they seem like they know what they're doing.
I'd probably go to the nearest taco stand and just gorge. But then it'd just be a fiesta because every Mexican's gonna be there, man. Right?
Screw all you guys. I'm taking them on my own.
All right. Our final real question before everybody gets to come up and gets autographs and handshakes and photos and whatnots.
I feel kind of bad because you just actually answered my question.
Come up with a new one. Down.
Okay. Well, actually, because you mentioned that you had the entire series planned out, could you give us a time? Well, I'm kind of just curious. So you have the entire end game already lined up, and do you know how long?
2014.
Really? Oh, wow. Well, okay.
Well, we're in 2011 now. The next season will probably start up in around November, and then I think it falls on a date where it's like really ends early to 2014. Right?
Okay, cool. Could I second part question? Cool. You guys mentioned that you brought in a tub of water to film the water scenes. Why? I mean, it would be easy to just edit that in. So I'm just wondering what motivated that decision.
Yeah, water's a funny thing. It affects people and affects sound waves. It affects the way that the water distance with the microphones. I wanted something so natural and perfect that I didn't find any other way of doing it. I couldn't just say, hey, let's just stand in front of a microphone and pretend we're in water. That's one of those times where it's like, hey, we have a tub of water. Why don't we use it and make it 30 degrees? It was awesome.
In a soundstage? What?
The temperature was definitely not awesome. That was not awesome at all. But when you have to act and you have to pretend like you're swimming in the water, it affects your breathing and it affects the way when you have to keep yourself afloat. I mean, it was really only about the tub is only about this high, so I was able to. Well, that's true. She never touched the bottom, but I was able to. But when you're keep treading water, there's a natural sound that you kind of maybe can get if you're just voice acting, but it's just easier to get that product when you're actually doing it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All of you have just done a wonderful job. I love all of you. Thank you.
Hey, we're live online, right? Is Wraith here? Hey, I was told for you to come up on stage from the forum, so they want to make fun of you. So here he is. This is Wraith. To all he's popular online, and he loves angels. So
Yay!
And now we're complete.
Greg, if I can say one thing. For all of you who bought a t-shirt, thank you very much. I just don't know if this was mentioned before, but one of our cast members posed for that. Is a zombie on the t-shirt. So can you guess who it is? It's not me. I'm not that ugly.
Let's start a contest online. Everyone can guess.
All right, just want you to know. Cast member posed for that.
All right, on that note, we are officially done with that portion, but now we're going to close down the microphones. We're going to put up some tables. You can come get all your stuff signed. So get ready to buy some stuff. Give us 1 second to set up. And right now, please give it up for We Are Alive. Everybody up, everybody up.
Come on, Sergio, clap louder.
Yeah!
Stick around. We'll sign things. We're going to start a line over here and go that way. And after that, we are going to the after party, which is
Pizza.
Rainforest Pizza down the block that way.
If you
Corner
walked
of
out the
Sunset.
back doors and turned, it's right there. You
Okay,
can
cool.
see it.
So that's what we'll be afterwards, but we're going to stick around, obviously, and sign everybody's stuff. So.